going into the World Cup, disappointing. Many players missed the opening ceremony because we were down in the change room. We missed on all the entertainment, but I think the game itself, the opening game against Argentina, it was a game we got through. It was a game which we won and we can move on, and I think that in any World Cup momentum is pretty important. So we moved on, and obviously beating Japan then came probably one of the lowest days of any international rugby player when you lose to a side which you expected to win. I think that in Western Samoa they had a physical edge. They had world-class players like Bashap, Pat Lam were playing, and we weren't ready for them. I wouldn't say we were complacent on the day, but losing 38-31 and having given 2 interception tries and gifted them many other opportunities, which then put our World Cup dream on the back foot. And unfortunately we had to go into the last game then hoping that I think Argentina and Japan and Samoa, they weren't going to get the number of points or tries which they required, and thankfully we squeezed through, or equal on points with Argentina and Samoa, but going through as number 1, which is almost important in any World Cup. But momentum, unfortunately, was lost in that Samoa game. I think that the scoreline 24-9 flattered Australia on the day. I'll never forget looking up at the clock and certainly coming in at half time losing 10-9, and then after 63 minutes it was only 10-9. Unfortunately, 2 instances. The first try by George Gregan, which shouldn't have been a try. I think it was kicked onto one of the Australian players, and the blatant knock on for their second try. Unfortunately, the referees have a call and they made that decision, but the score certainly flattered Australia. But if you had to be honest, we were well beaten by a world-class outfit on the day, and I suppose the only consolation we had was Australia went on that year to win the World Cup. It was a fantastic experience because prior to the World Cup we'd gone up to the Brecon Beacons, we'd gone up to Wrexham, we'd taken Welsh rugby, which at that time was on top of the world. I think every supporter in Wales wanted a piece of the national team, the press, the media, the whole media outcry for Wales at the time had changed because Graham had only been in office probably I think it was about a year, maybe 14 months, and I think that we were going into that World Cup, as I said earlier, I think we went 10 unbeaten, and for any national side that was unheard of, lot no Wales. So it was good to be a Welsh player, Welsh coach, and certainly Welsh supporter. But unfortunately, I think when you talk to players, did we peak too early prior to that World Cup? And that could be a question, because going into the World Cup, everyone wanted to beat us. No doubt against Argentina, they certainly rely on a huge physical forward pack. They've got many players now playing in the Northern Hemisphere, particularly in France and in England. So they've got sort of experience of our rugby. They'll certainly know how Wales want to play the game. But they've got a very strong background of international stars who are well equipped to beat any side on the day. And you can only look at the Argentina fixtures in the summer, having played England, won one, lost one. They will be a huge physical challenge to us. Their set piece is going to be an area which obviously we'd like to target. They've got a lot of good footballers who want to move the ball. They'll run hard, and certainly you'll ask questions our defence. But I think that after the New Zealand game, the Samoa game's on a Friday night, and I'm sure it'll be a huge opportunity for many supporters who are unable to watch maybe a Saturday game. A Friday night it's almost a good time to play international rugby. We've had experiences of playing France last season. It was a wonderful experience over in France. I'm sure it'll be equally the same at the Millennium Stadium on the Friday. So we're expecting a huge challenge. I think that it's going to ask questions of our squad over the 4 weeks. I know last season we played Canada in between the big three from the Southern Hemisphere, but I think every opponent that we play in the autumn will have the ability to come out and beat us, and I think that we have to be really wary of that, and Samoa will be a huge challenge for us on that Friday. We played particularly well against them last season in the Millennium Stadium, having won at the end, and we'll be looking for a similar result. But they would have had a great experience throughout the Tri-Nations, although they would be probably disappointed. Robbie Deans will be disappointed with their performances in the Tri-Nations, particularly their last game against New Zealand. But they showed facets of what they're able to do. I think that they play with a lot of width and depth in their backline, and sometimes in defence they're blitzing. So once again, it will be a difficult game. We get stronger throughout that autumn series, and no doubt with our preparation time, which is great news for Welsh rugby in all the regions, to have the week prior to the New Zealand game, to have the guys in. Will give us hopefully a huge fillip and preparation time in order to be successful in the autumn series. I only played against New Zealand once. I think I played against Australia 3-4 times. Now Warren Gatland wants to play these top nations year in, year out for us to get better as coaches and players. And as a result then, you get attuned into the opposition, how they play, the analysis that goes on behind the scenes. And to be honest, over the last 3-4 years, I think we've been quite favourable against Australia. We certainly, we beat them last year. We've drawn against them. Whilst probably 10-15 years ago, it would have been a huge upset if Australia had lost to us. And hopefully it won't be an upset on the weekend. Come when we play them, it will be a game which we're expected to win.